YouTubers, it's J Prince here today, and I got a couple updates for you guys. But before we go into these updates, I just want to talk about my experience with the 290 before we go any further. Alright, so far I can say it's a wonderful card. Great card to have. I mean, competes with the 780 very well. They trade blows depending on what game you play. The only difference is that the 780, and I should say the whole GK110 from NVIDIA tend to overclock a lot better than these cards. These cards don't overclock as great as the NVIDIA offering. However, they don't need a lot of overclocking in order to match or surpass NVIDIA's option. Unless, as I said, unless you're really pushing your NVIDIA card, like, you know, to 1400 megahertz, something like that, you know. But you know, this card at 1150 can easily outpace a GTX 780 at 1300 megahertz in Fire Strike. But then again, you know, it's not all about clock speed, but it's also about architectural differences. Whereas AMD the Huawei architecture seem to favor the Fire Strike, and certain of the benchmarks seem to favor AMD card, whereas the Unigine benches, like the Unigine Valley and Unigine Heaven, seem to favor GK110 architecture. So sometimes it just comes down to architectural difference and not just clock speed. So, but I would say amazing graphics card. It performs very well, especially when you overclock it. You get a massive result, and I'm not even joking. Like, once you overclock this thing, you can see, you know, for example, like in, you know, I want to give a good, let's say, because Battlefield, I guess it's really optimized for my the AMD card, so you really don't see a big difference. But let's say, like, I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2, not a graphical intense game, but just to give you guys an example, at stock I was running, you know, I was getting anywhere from 120 to 130 FPS. Once I overclocked it to about 1100 megahertz, I was getting anywhere from 150 to 160, 170 FPS. So it shows you there's a, you know, once you overclock it, you get this big boost and this big jump in performance. You know, going from 947 megahertz to 1100 megahertz, which is really nice. So the card is amazing. I mean, as I said, you don't need to super overclock it in order to get a result from it. So it's really nice. Now going on heat. When I was running it with a fan, because I could have put on a water block right away, but I just wanted to test it out for myself. Like, why are people saying it's so loud? And honestly, at 100%, it is definitely loud. There's no doubt about it. It sounds like a jet engine, like everyone said, really loud. But, you know, if at 70% for me, and this is my personal opinion, wasn't as loud as everybody was making it out to be. It's just ridiculous how people kind of overblow things. But honestly, it wasn't as bad. It's something you could easily put like a headset on, and you're playing a game and you can easily ignore the sound. I mean, you hear that hum in the background, but because the headset is on your ears, it kind of sound muffled. So you're really just kind of ignoring it and kind of paying attention to the sound of the game. So really, it's something that is bearable. You know, you could live with it. I wouldn't say permanently live with it, but for someone that is planning on water cooling, trust me, it's bearable to live with. It wasn't as bad as people made it out to be. But yeah, we all agree that the stock heating sucks. With this water block on there, dropped it from 95C and put it to about 45. My car don't pass 45, 46 degrees at any given time. Don't matter if I even overclock it either. So really, really nice. EK, you did a good job with this water block. It's amazing. What else can I say? You know, I like what AMD's doing lately, as of late. And the only major reason why I am going trifire is because, you know, AMD Crossfire X, just, it's plain and it's honest. It scales so much better than SLI. I mean, if you don't believe me, go look up results. And I mean, it scales so much better. And me, I wanted 3 cards because I liked when I had my 7970 Trifire setup. It was amazing to see the performance gain you get with adding a 3rd card. I don't know about NVIDIA's Tri-SLI because from what I'm seeing, it doesn't perform as great as AMD's Tri-Crossfire. So to me, the scaling was one of the decisions why I went with AMD. Also, Mantle was one of them as well, and then the bridgeless setup without, you don't need a Crossfire bridge in order to do Crossfire. That's another reason why I went with AMD this time around. So I see NVIDIA somewhere in my future, but you know, if AMD continue on the part of innovating and keeping up with this good stuff, I don't see myself going over to NVIDIA just yet, unless NVIDIA, as I said, get their scaling right with their cards, make sure, you know, if someone wants to run Trifire or Quad, you know, they can at least get some scaling out of it. And you know, I just move towards the bridgeless SLI bridge, you know, and having the cards communicate. Like, as I said, little things that really swayed my decision to go with AMD this time around. But I by no means resent NVIDIA cards. I like NVIDIA cards too. It's just that, as I said, in this time around, I kind of preferred AMD and what AMD was offering. I mean, that's just about it about the card. The card is amazing. It plays everything on Ultra, every eye details, eye settings, just one card doing all of that stuff. So, and at the time I wanted to get the 290X, but really the difference between this and the 290X is maybe about 5%, if that. So it wasn't worth it paying the extra. So right now, I wouldn't recommend this a 290 or even a 290X, only because the price, because of Bitcoin mining, it's been going up, massively going up. It's right now it's at the price of a freaking 780 Ti. So right now, if someone wants to go with a single or maybe a dual GPU setup, I would recommend a 780 Ti. I mean 780 SLI. Which is right now for $500 or even less. I saw one for $498. So, you know, I would recommend 780s. But if if price is not a matter to you, if you just, you know, if you're the type of person like me that, you know, I said, for me it was a Trifire scaling so well, the Mantle and little things here and there. That's where my decision. That's why I went with AMD this time around. But it all comes down to individual preference. I can't really choose for you. It's just up to you. But you know, I'm happy with my purchase. So yeah, let's get off of that topic for for right now. We can introduce to everything else. So as you can see, I bought myself 2 more 290X Waterblocks. I have a bunch of fans underneath here. These are all Lipa fans. I'm pretty sure you can see on the camera there. I'm changing out my deltas for these because my deltas they're kind of loud. Even at 30% fan speed, they're still kind of loud. And I mean, once you put a headset on and start gaming, you kind of drown it out, you kind of ignore it. But there's times where I sit there and I'm browsing, I'm watching anime, and it's just ringing in my ears. So I wanted a quieter setup. I wanted a much more quieter setup, and this is why I kind of put away the deltas and I'm going with these Lipas. They perform just as good as the deltas, I think even better, with less voltage. These use 25 milliamps and the deltas use 45 milliamps. So what this means is that I can daisy chain these fans to a fan controller. So got some back plates as well for the Waterblocks. As you can see, I have my 290 here, my Asus 290, and I also have bought an XFX 290. I have one more on the way that will be delivered tomorrow. The only reason why I didn't have it because I ordered them. I ordered at 2 separate places. I ordered this off Newegg and I ordered another one at a different site. But I called the site to confirm if they have any in stock, so I had to cancel that order and then reorder the second one on Newegg. So that's why it's being, you know, shipped late. So, but this is the XFX aftermarket 290. This is the double dissipation edition. So I'm gonna unbox this and show you guys what it looked like. And For those of you who are curious, why did I buy aftermarket one? It will fit on the Waterblock, as the PCB layout is the exact same. They didn't change a thing. The only difference is that the PCB on this is a much darker PCB. It's like a matte, like a darker matte black PCB. But the layout is the exact same. Nothing changed on it. So for those of you that maybe wanna, you know, that can't find a reference 290 or 290X and maybe thinking about maybe think about buying an aftermarket one, the Sapphire Tri-X and the XFX, and I think the MSI Gaming aftermarket 290 and 290X are all reference PCB, so you can put a 290X Waterblock on them. But don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure from what I've did on my research that they were all they're all stock PCB. So but make sure you do additional research. Don't just take my word for it. But this for sure is stock PCB. So let me do an unboxing on this, and then we can get into the other stuff. Alright, so do a quick unboxing here, and then we can talk about the other stuff. So let's see what we get in the box, so you guys can see what I get. So you get these you know, bunch of paper they always give, you know, XFX limited warranty. It's just a paper trying to tell you about more information about warranty. You get a CD. I'm guessing that's the driver. We all know that we need to download the latest driver off AMD website. And I mean, I will use this only for backup if you never had internet, which I doubt in this day and age you don't have internet. But let's say in a remote location you don't have internet, then you know we use a CD. But driver and CD installation guide. We get just a paper showing their PSUs, I'm guessing. Yeah, just kind of showing off their PSUs. And you get 2 Molex to a 6-pin adapter, and and a 8-pin to 2 6-pin adapter. So those of you who don't have the latest power supply, I should say the latest connections on power supply. If you have an older power supply, then you could use your Molex to power it, or if you had an 8-pin to power to help power the GPU. Let me see here. We have just showing you different adapters and accessories and low profile kits for their cards, and a quick installation guide. We all know how to install a graphics card already. At least we should all know about that. So, and let's get to the card real quick so we can talk about the rest of the stuff. So here's the card. This is the XFX double dissipation 290, and it looks pretty sleek. I like it. I mean, it got some weight to it. The cooler is pretty huge, as you can see. It like about 1 inch higher than the actual bracket where the bracket stops. So, but it's kind of heavy, but not too heavy, you know. Really nice cooler, but I will be taking off this cooler. Unfortunately, I won't be using it, as I'll be water cooling. And just to show you the reference layout, as you can see, the layout on this card is the same thing as this, so you guys can get an idea. As you notice, everything is in the same place. If you look carefully, the screws are in the same place. The soldering is in the same place. The chips are in the same place. So pretty much it's a straight reference layout PCB. The only difference is that they might be using different components, and the PCB is much darker. It's a lot darker. It's like a darker matte color, but I've researched and there's nothing that really changed on this. Like, it's the same stock PCB. So a 290X Waterblock from EK or any other manufacturer will fit right directly on this XFX double dissipation 290. So I'm waiting on the other one tomorrow, and then we're officially in business after that. You know, just kind of test them out, make sure they're working, and then put the Waterblocks on them back plates and kind of get everything prepped, and we can move forward. So hope you guys like it. Give you a little tour around the card. It has two, I think, 90mm or 92mm fan. Yeah, I'm guessing that's what it is. That blow across the heat sink underneath, that's directly making connection with the GPU. We get a 8-pin and a 6-pin, just like your typical 290. And you know, you got a little bit of back hang here from the cooler, the semi cooler underneath the main cooler. So and this area is with the XFX lights up. So yeah, pretty neat looking card. I just hope it performs very well, and I can be able to overclock it as good as this one I have. So alright, so that's the tour. Nothing too big. And as I said, I have another one on the way tomorrow, and we're officially in business at that point. So let's get to the other stuff real quick, so we can conclude this video. Alright, so as you can see, I have tried some acrylic bending, as this build would be straight acrylic. I'm gonna try to use as less fitting as possible, but I've tried bend and it turned out to be really good. What I found out is that there's two main things you gotta watch out for if you ever want to try acrylic. One, make sure you get the right fittings. If you're gonna do Bits Power C 40, I want to say C47 fittings, which is originally was for their SLI Crystal Links adapter, for if you're running like 2 cards in SLI and you want to do parallel or a zero. You can use this is called the E22 acrylic tubing. You can get it off Performance PCs, or you can go to like US Plastics and find the same size for cheaper. But it's not hard to bend, very easy to work with. You just have to take your time. And as I said, the two fundamental things to watch out for is that make sure you're if you're not really good and it's your first time trying to bend this thing, make sure you run if you have a heat gun, put it on low settings, because what I realized is that on high settings it melts so quickly that you have to try not to, like, while you're rotating, you don't want to keep it in one area for very long, else what will happen, it will start bubbling up or it will start melting to the point that when you try to fold, it actually folds on itself. It creates like a little column, and that will cause it to get brittle and break. So those are the two things you got to watch out for. So what I would do as a beginner, and if you want to try this, I would run it on low heat, and then kind of keep rotating it until it gets to the melting point. Once it starts melting and bending, then you can flex it and bend it into the position you want, and hold it there for a few minutes, and boom, you're done. So I mean, it's something that you're not supposed to rush. You just be patient with it, you know, and I think anyone can do it, really. Nothing too hard about it. So made a couple bends with it too as well. So as you can see, for my first attempt, and this is just I didn't use any of the Monsoon Manjo kit, nothing like that. I just used my hand and make a straight bend, and it didn't come out bad. So really, if you're really good, you know, you're really willing to do it by hand, it's worth it, because as I said, you can practically do anything after that once you learn it by hand. The Monsoon kits are for those that want to get the best and the cleanest line possible, you know, but as you can see, my lines are pretty clean. They're not too bad, and it did the job perfectly. So what else? I bought myself a flow meter for real cheap. This is $9 versus the Bits Power and the Alpha Cool offerings that are very expensive. This was for $9. I can't quite remember the site, but I might just put a link under my description for those that are interested. It does the same thing. You plug it up in line, and you plug it into your motherboard, and it will give a RPM readout signal, but it should be really read as liters per minute and not RPM signal. So and I got myself, because I'm lazy, I could do it myself, but I'm kind of lazy, so I got myself some fan splitters, Y splitters, and I got them for my new fan controller, which I'm about to show you. But I got it just so I can daisy chain these fans together and kind of keep them at the same speed at the same time, you know, without, instead of doing it separately. So that's the main reason why I got them. So the new fan controller that will be replacing my NZXT 50 watt Sentry fan controller will be the Lantron FC5 V3. It has 16 different colors that you can change it to. It displays the voltages, I think the temperature and the RPM of the fan. So this is really cool. It also has 6 channel, and each channel can give up to about 30 watts. So this is really nice for the buy. Quite pricey though, because I paid about $100 for this thing. So, but I think from what I've been hearing, it's worth it. So let's see how well this works with my fans. So that's pretty much the update, guys. As you can see, it got the Waterblocks, the 3 back plates, new fans, doing straight acrylic. I think there's one thing I needed to show you guys again. Yes, I got myself a water temp sensor. I always wanted one, so I finally got one for this new build because I just wanted to see what the water temperature is like. I don't want to see how fast it raised. I kind of just wanted to just see what the temperature is like in the while, you know, while the system is running or while I'm gaming for quite a while. So this should be interesting. So I got myself a water temp sensor. Other than that, guys, all I'm waiting for is my water block. You mean not my water block? Sorry, my next graphics card, which is coming tomorrow, and that's about it. And I should be able to put everything together and do a final video and show you guys what everything look like. The only reason why I don't make step-by-step videos is because once I start building my computer, I just finish it right through. I will stay up and get it done. It's just that's how I am. I cannot take the time out to video it for everyone. So I just like to just show the end result of what I did, and I just do a walkthrough on it. But yeah, but that's all I'm waiting on to do another video. So after this video will be a video of almost completion and then completion. You know, do like 2 extra videos on that. So yeah, guys, I mean, so that's the update. So you guys know I'm serious about this, and this will be I would say my last build or update for quite some time, as I have other priorities other than building and making gaming computer and water cooling. So, you know, but once those priorities are met and done with, best be known that I'll be upgrading and, you know, back in the seat doing another build update again. So thanks for watching and subscribing, and let me see how much minutes I left on my camera. I only have 6 minutes left, but thanks for watching and subscribing, guys. And you know, if you have any questions, please send me a comment. I will help you out, and you know, I'll try my best to kind of answer your questions. If you guys have anything you might want to suggest, please go ahead and suggest it. But yeah, but as I said, this is just raw footage. If I make a mistake, I make a mistake. That's how I am. I kind of just want to give people that real world situation. As you can see, my son is talking in the background. My girl is cooking and stuff. So, you know, as I said, real world situation going on here. So, so that's about it, guys. That's all I got to show. And until next time in the next video. So I see you guys another time. Hey, YouTubers. So I'm just giving you guys another update. I just got the second card in, so I'm about to unbox this real quick for you guys. Nothing too long, and then I'm gonna take give you a little tour around what I've done so far in terms of the system. So I'm doing this real quick so you guys can see. I mean, obviously, you know, you guys can see, but I'm just gonna do this real quick because I kind of want to get my system up and running. I'm excited. So, all right. So, put the box away. As you can see, that's the second one. This was the first one box. This is the second one, and I'm just gonna do an unboxing of this real quick again, so you guys can see. I mean, I don't have to do it because you guys see this from the first video, but I'm just gonna do a quick unboxing real quick. So, alright. You get the same thing in the box. I'm just gonna show you guys the card and kind of put everything together once I'm done here. So, alright, same thing comes in from the last video. Same thing comes here. Same XFX warranty installation guide, showing your power supply and stuff like that. That's my son in the background. There you go. There we go. So that's it. So let's get to the card. And as you can see, again, we get the pins again. Same thing from the last video, guys. I'm just really excited. I can't wait to put this thing together. And here we have the third GPU. Brand new XFX double dissipation, 290. So this is the third one. And as you can see, I got the one with the water block and the third one right here. So you can see all three of them together. So I'm about to throw the water blocks on them, put on the back plates, and then put it in the system and kind of get everything going from there. So I'll do an update of that, but I'm going to show you around the system right now so you can see what I'm doing. So let me put these things away, get them prepped, put on water block on them and back plates on them. So let me rest that on there. Alright, so let's move you guys and show you guys around of what I've done so far. Alright, so I'm gonna take you guys over here. So I'm not sure if you guys can see, but you should be able to see. Let me see if we can swing this around a bit and get some more light. Okay, so so far, as you can see, I have pretty much did full acrylic with some fitting. So as you can see, this is where my pump is, right there. And if you look in the top, you see there's a acrylic tubing. It's kind of dark, so you probably won't see it, but there's acrylic tubing connecting this radiator to the reservoir. So for my pump, I kind of made a slight incline down so you can actually see the, thanks babe, you can actually see where it goes in. So from the pump, a slight incline here coming down in, and then I have more acrylic that I've bent, which will, this acrylic right here that I have in my hand will go approximately right here and go into the GPU. I think it's out of the way actually. Yeah, it's this way. So it'll go in here, go into the acrylic, and then I have another one from the GPU coming in and out and coming down in here, but I'll put it all together. But as you can see, it's not really hard to bend it. I did all of that by hand and by eye, so not really much of a measurement there. I just did it all by myself, and it's not really hard. As you can see, I did a 90 degrees back there, right here, and this one is attached to my flow meter, so I can record flow. And yeah, guys, so I mean, it's coming together. Change up the fans. As you can see, the new fans in the bill, and they're very, very quiet. Very, very quiet and not as loud. And if I come around the front, you can see the reservoir and the Lomtron FC5V3. I really like it. I like the LED and the different colors you can change it to, and you can change the voltage, you can see the temperature, so it's really, really slick. I love it. So as you can see, guys, I'm about to you know, water block up the cards, put everything in, finishing tucking wires away and everything, and I should have another video up after this. So I'm probably gonna edit this video. Honestly, I'm probably gonna edit it and add the finish system to it. So let me just do that. I'm probably gonna edit it. So I'll see you guys in a few seconds.